Leg at the girth has an action use. Leg at the girth activates. It has an activating function. And that action is carry, go. Leg behind the girth is very different. Leg behind the girth positions, or if I say that better, repositions. Leg behind the girth repositions the horse, especially his haunches, by displacement. Leg behind the girth causes the haunches to displace, like a hula girl, or it causes the entire horse to displace, like a car changing lanes on a highway. Leg behind the girth causes the haunches to displace, to move from their proper and usual place, like this, like a hula girl, or like this, displacing sidewards to an entirely new line of travel, like a car changing lanes on the highway. Can you see these 3 lanes here? Can you see him changing lanes like a car on a highway? So, the leg behind the girth displaces or repositions the haunches like a hula girl, or the entire horse like a car changes lanes on a highway. When he feels my leg move behind the girth, he should move away from it so that he will either displace his hindquarters away inside like a hula girl or his entire body away onto a new line of travel like a car changing lanes on a highway. Now, I'm going to add a little note here for you guys. This is very, very important. Leg behind the girth is just slightly behind the girth. In many of our instruction books, it tells us just 2 inches, not way back yonder, like so many people do nowadays, which looks obscene. So don't yank your leg way far back yonder. Instead, teach your horse to respond when your leg is moved slightly back, according to the instructions. This is too far. It's too far back. It's ugly, and it doesn't work. Okay. Leg slightly behind the girth. Repositions or displaces. My horse shall move away from my leg behind the girth. He'll either reposition his haunches relative to the line of travel, or he'll displace his entire self away from my leg behind the girth onto a new line of travel. The horse moves away from leg behind the girth. He's either going to displace his haunches away from the leg, or he'll displace his whole self. He'll change the line of travel he's on, like changing lanes, which is called leg yield, which is something we don't need to do very often. My horse shall move away from my leg behind the girth. He'll either reposition his haunches away from my leg behind the girth, or he'll displace his entire self onto a new line of travel. We will return to this topic of leg behind the girth and leg yield next year, especially in our class about shoulder in and haunches in. In the meantime, I'll make a supplemental video about leg yield as a bonus for this class in early 2021. But I do not want you to get fascinated by leg behind the girth or by leg yield. It's something we must know how to do, but once we can do it, we don't do it anymore. It's a means to an end.